Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I am not a therapist and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Friday, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to those 2 questions, I talk about various other life renewal topics. Now, we are at the beginning of a brand new year. And so before we get started with the questions for today, I want to just give you just a little snippet of, or I shouldn't say snippet, a tidbit about the year that we have just moved into. By the way, Happy New Year. For anyone who celebrates New Year as beginning on January 1, Happy New Year to you. And for those who celebrate Chinese New Year, which this year is the year of the fire horse. And I'll talk about that in another video and the meaning of that. But Happy New Year to you also. This is the year 2026 if you use the Gregorian calendar. And that means it's a number 10, which also means it's a number 1 year. And how we get to that is adding the digits 2 plus 2 plus 6, which equals 10. And that's the year 2026. Now, when you add those numbers together and you get 10, you have to add the 1 and the 0 together to get the 1. And that's because the years run from 1 to 9 and they keep repeating themselves. So in this case, we're dealing with the number 1 year, which is a new beginning. That is more like an Aries energy, and so it's brand new. We never really know what to expect. However, what you can do is look at what you worked on last year, the year 2025, to give you information on what is coming up for you for this year. Because it's a brand new year, it's a brand new cycle, and this is a cycle for the world, not just for you individually. So we're looking at mundane, and that is what's going on in the collective around the world. So just a bit of information about 2026 before we move on to the questions. It's the beginning of the year, and I also want to mention the Substack page that I have. I have a Substack page where I do a deeper dive into the Ask Coach Marie episodes that I do here. So if you're interested in reading those, go to Substack and sign up. It's totally free. You do not need to pay anything unless you just want to support the work that I do. I'll put the link below, so that's all you need to do is click on the link and go to the page and sign up. All right, let's move on to the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Jason, who is in Philadelphia. And Jason says, I used to be so creative, but now I feel completely blocked. I have ideas, but can't seem to bring them to life. Or I feel like they're not good enough. How can I reignite my creative spark and overcome this resistance? This is a good time to ask this question because we're at the beginning of the year and it's the time of making plans for the year and setting affirmations and intentions. And when it comes to creativity and you want to reignite it, the best advice that I can give you is just begin somewhere. Think of something that you actually want to create and just start. Sometimes just starting will help you to get over the inertia. Now, you can also enlist the help of a friend or join a creative group so that you're around other people. Now, when you're going to join a group, you want to find like-minded people. You want to look for people who have similar interests and who are also supportive and will be supportive. This will help keep the momentum going. Think about what it is you want to create and just look for the groups and get started. That's going to be the best way for you to overcome this issue. Now, in your note to me, you say that you have big ideas, but you feel that they are not good enough. This might sound rude. However, is it up to you to decide whether they're good enough or not? I mean, it's better if you go ahead and create and put it out there, because whatever it is you're thinking of creating, somebody obviously needs it. The universe obviously wants it out in the world. Therefore, the idea has come to you to create it. One thing you might not know, everything that exists here in this realm, on this earth plane, already exists somewhere else and on the other side of the veil. Our job is to manifest what is on the other side of the veil into this realm when it is time to do so. But go ahead and just start. All right. Send me a comment and let me know how you are getting on. Let me know what it is you want to create or what you've already begun to create. And by the way, everyone is creative. We are always creating every day. Even our thoughts are creating. So you cannot not be creative. Let's move on to the topic for today, the life renewal topic. And this topic is cultivating the muse, practical steps to unlock and unleash your inner creator. We all have a creative part to ourselves. We all have a muse. As a matter of fact, sometimes we can have several different muses. And when I say muses, I mean guides who are on the other side, who are wanting to help us to create in this realm our desires, our wishes. When you're going to create something, say you're going to write or you're going to have an art project or whatever it is you want to do, you want to show up for the page, show up for the activity, if you can, the same time every day or every week. The reason I say this is because you're letting the muse on the other side know when you're actually going to create so that they show up. I mean, it's not that they won't show up, but it shows them that you are dedicated, that you really want to create, and they will help you. I have found they're waiting for me as soon as I sit down to actually write, because I'm a writer. That's one of the ways that I create. It's not the only way, but it's one of the ways. And so they always want to help. And when they see you trying to help yourself, they will do more for you. That is primary as far as my belief is concerned. The other thing is, think about what brings you joy. What is it that you really want to create? What makes you happy? What makes your heart sing? Start there. Create something small, have conversation with people, go to creative events, get inspiration from the events that you go to. All of this is going to help you to unleash the inner creative. You will be surprised as to what it is you're capable of as far as creating. And you'll be surprised at how what you create is received from other people. Of course, it really doesn't matter how what you create is received by other people. It only matters how you feel about what it is you've created. So I hope that helps. Drop me a note in the comments and let me know what you are in the process of creating. What do you want to create for yourself this year? What life do you want to have this year? What projects do you have on the table this year to work on? All right, let's move on to the last question for today. Our last question comes from Gabby, who is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Gabby writes, I often feel overwhelmed by the pressure to be original or perfect in my creative pursuits. This leads to procrastination and never finishing anything. How can I embrace imperfection and find joy in the creative process itself rather than just the outcome? Actually, you've given yourself the answer here, Gabby. The point is the process. I mean, the end product is usually the icing on the cake. It is the process that is important. When you are creating, it's always important, in my opinion, for you to know that you're just bringing something forward from the other realm and you're manifesting it in this incarnation, and you're doing it not for yourself, but for somebody else. This will help you to release the attachment to being perfect. A lot of times it's the ego that is involved with wanting to be perfect, when in fact, it's perfect if you create it. Whatever it is you create is perfect because it needed to be created in that way. Also, whatever it is you're creating can be leading to something else that you will be creating. You could be honing a skill. We're so obsessed with perfection when in fact, perfection is just whatever is created, whatever the form is. We put such emphasis on how our creation looks to us and how it's going to look to another person when we have no idea what it is the divine actually wants. Look at yourself. You are created in the image of the divine. If you like your body, if you don't like your body, if you like your eyes or you don't like your eyes, it really doesn't matter because they are the eyes of the divine. It is the body of the divine. And so loving who you are as the divine is the same as loving whatever it is you're creating as the divine, because you're bringing it, you're taking a creative process and you're bringing something forth. You're manifesting something in this particular realm, which is important. So I hope that helps.